It's Mighty Mighty Tuesday, and it is
Yeah.
the last day of the month. It's the last day of the month.
Wake up, wake up.
You know it, man. So guess what? Listen to me. The best part about the last day of the month is guess what? No matter what happens today, them checks gonna hit tomorrow. So woo.
Let's go, man. Yeah.
We get a mini holiday tomorrow. You feel me?
Yeah. Yes, indeed, man.
But
So what's good, man?
shoot, man. Hey, man, what's good is, man, what's good is I'm still a little hurt, Law. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not good, Law. I'm not good. We
Man,
supposed to be playing, Law. We were supposed to be playing, Law. I'm
man,
gonna
we
let it go.
supposed to, man. And then you look at what the Eagles were able to do, man. They beat the Giants.
Mm,
And then they fooled around and beat the Niners,
mm,
who got their starting quarterback, who was their third string quarterback, out the game.
mm,
I said, man, that pathway. So that let us know that it's
mm,
important to get the number one seed in this playoff game, man.
mm. Yeah. Before we get into that though, man, let's just
Go ahead.
because I'm gonna need more than that. Because Law, you really good at making just taking a piece of crap and just molding it into something and just making. So but I'm gonna need a little bit more than that because my season's over, right? But so let's before we do that though, let's shout out to some very important people in these comment box, man. And that's the people who is on here help paying these bills and help keeping this content flowing, man. And if you're wondering who those important people, I'm talking to you, crazy. I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you. You feel me? You in the comment box. You feel me? Everywhere around the world, man. Hey, I want to tell everybody right now, if you have not already, you guys already know there is 3 things that you guys must do whenever you're watching content creators. First thing you must do is you must hit that share button. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you're wondering, West Coast, how many times should I share? I just say 5. 5 is just good. Whenever I don't have a number, I pick 5.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? 5. You know what I'm saying? So just do 5. Next thing I need you to do is if you're on Facebook, I need you to hit that star button. You know what I'm saying?
Stars up, baby.
Stars up, baby. You know what I'm saying? And then lastly, but not leastly, you know what I'm saying? Because YouTube, y'all the grandfather of all this. Y'all invented all of this. You know what I'm saying? If it wasn't for YouTube, none of this would be. We still be watching TV. You know what I'm saying? But hey, YouTube, you is equally important. And so you have something you can do also that starts with an S. And you know what that is? That's that super chat button. You know what I'm saying? So I need everybody right now to do the 3 S's. You know what I'm saying? Get them done. I don't care which one you pick to do. I don't care. Whichever one the Lord puts on your heart. Just get it done. You know what I'm saying? Just get it done.
Get it done, baby. And that support, man, that's the bloodline. Because when y'all see us, man, we independently owned, baby. We ain't got nothing on those 4-letter, 3-letter networks as relates to their capitalization. But that's why we spit the real, the raw. There ain't nobody in our ear saying, hey, West Coast, you can't talk about that now. Hey, that's offline. Talking about that. You got to read the script, man.
or we're also not getting paid to come on here and say Dak Prescott is ass. That's
ass. Yeah,
He just ass. 1 week later, you know what? I'm not gonna say anything about Dak Prescott. I'm just gonna say something. It's good because look at Joe. Listen. Dak he's good. He's okay. I mean, he's okay. He's an average quarterback. Is what I'm gonna say. Okay.
Yeah.
2 weeks later, okay, yeah, he ended it. He did end Tom Brady's career. He did have one of the greatest performances of all time as a quarterback in the playoff. You know what I'm saying? I get that. I mean, I might have been a little strong with my comments. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. I apologize, Dak Prescott. 1 week later, Dak Prescott is ass.
That's how they do us, man. That's how they do us, man. They set us up all the time, man, for that. And it's to me, it's just crass. You know how they do that, because it's more likely. It's harder to get to the Super Bowl. It's hard. People fail to realize that. But it's easy to sit on the other side like the Stephen A. Smiths of the world or anybody else and say, hey, one day it's going to rain. And then when it rains, they collect all of the credit for it. Like, come on, we know it's going to rain.
Facts. And I'm going to tell you this, man. Something else that I also noticed too is like, I'm not even trying to, people always say excuses. Y'all know what I believe about excuses, so I ain't about to go there.
No, you got to say it, man. I've been using it all week since you said it, man.
An excuse is a fact that you refuse to accept. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hey, That's why people's like, oh, you West Coast, all you do is provide excuses for Dak Prescott. I say, hey, as long as you ain't saying they lies.
Oh, I
Man,
never looked at it that way. Yeah.
you get what I'm saying? Like, listen to
Yeah.
me. I will accept it. I will accept that you think it's excuse, as long as you're not saying it's not truthful. Okay.
Right.
Because if you say
Oh.
it's true, if it's not truthful, that's a different conversation. You know what I'm saying? Then I
Yeah.
got,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
start getting in my feelings. You know what I'm saying? I start taking my shirt off when I go out in the field. And you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie, I fight you on my quarterback, but I ain't gonna do that right now.
No.
I ain't even gonna do that. You know what I'm saying?
No.
I had the mindset to say some hello to some people in the comment box. We about to run through this real quick. I'm gonna say what's up to a couple people on my page that's tuning in on my YouTube real quick. And then I'm gonna send it over to Law. He can say what's up to a couple people on their page too. Daniel, what's up with you? Dwayne, what's up with you? My boy JD, what's up with you? Damon, what's up with you? Vong, what's up with you? Hey Vaughn, you a 49er fan? Yo, wait, time out. Yo, beep. Because we got company, so we ain't gonna act crazy. Yo, I don't want Law to have to beat me again. I ain't gonna lie. My mama saw that, like, you know what? That damn don't make no sense. He had to beat you. That don't make no sense. He had to beat you. I know. So I'm not. Vong, you a 49er fan, but just know you're on the same couch we're on. So just know, and we got company over, so don't be acting crazy.
Yeah.
Denise, what's up with you? OG Patrick, what's up with you, man? Hey, I'm gonna be in Vegas. I'm not in Vegas. I'm gonna be at the Super Bowl by way of DCBU. So I appreciate y'all for making that happen. We about to go dumb. All the Cowboy fans that's coming to the Super Bowl, we about to go dumb. You need to link with your boy West Coast because it's gonna be lit. Charles, what's up with you? Michael McQuay, what's up with you? Damon, what's up? Tommy, Craig, I don't see you, but I know you somewhere out there. JD, what's up with you? Rose, Chris Davis, Jerry Tucker, Matt, what's up, Matt? What's up with you, Matt? Jameson Taylor, and then Jerry Tucker, man. Chris Davis, I see you, and Mike, I see you. Hey, man, appreciate all y'all people for tuning in, man. Hey, love, if it's anybody on your page you want to shout out a couple people, man, shoot. If not, man, let's get it. Pop in.
Tap in, y'all, man. Shout out to Kimberly Morris. I see you in the chat. Shout out to you Cowboy fans since 1995. Everybody, man. I know we normally don't go live around this time, but look, can you let the people know, West Coast, what we planning on doing on these type of days on Tuesdays around this time frame?
Shoot, I mean, the goal of this show right here is to just like put all between Tuesday and Tuesday is 7 days, right? Now, give you guys content every single day. You feel me? Because that's what we do. Yeah, that's what we do. But once a week, we gonna come together, and all the content that Law has, I'm gonna bring all my content that I have, and then I'm gonna look at what he did. He gonna look at what he did, and then we gonna give our thoughts. You know what I'm saying? Because every now and then, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna tell you, one of the dopest hip-hop lines I ever heard is when J. Cole said that Drake gave him a rollie. He said everybody got mad. He said, but they act like two kings can't coexist. And you know what I'm saying? I absolutely love it. You feel me? I absolutely love it. And that's what we're gonna bring. We're gonna bring the Facebook family together, and we're gonna bring the YouTube family together, and we're gonna blend this thing up. So then guess what?
Guess what? World. That's how you were singing it, wasn't it? The best of worlds.
Hey, Law, I gotta
go into that.
Hey, Law, I gotta do this too, because Law, you kind of big, so I know you got people watching you. So I'm gonna tell you this right now: Law does not condone the actions of R. Kelly in any by means. We do not accept.
The disclaimer.
You gotta hit him with the disclaimer real quick. Don't cancel my boy, man.
Don't cancel me, man. Hey, man, I ain't saying free R. Kelly, by the way.
The rule is you can't get canceled in the off season. That's the rule.
You can't get canceled in the off season, man.
That's supposed to be the rule. You know what I'm saying? But I just want to let y'all know we do not condone the actions of R. Kelly. That's all.
Exactly. We got daughters, man. We definitely don't condone that, man. You know.
You feel me? But hey, man, let's jump into some content, man. Because listen, Jerry Jones. I'm gonna just tell you this right, man. He is dipped in the sauce, man. Because Jerry Jones said, you know what? Them damn Eagles going to the Super Bowl, right? But let's just be real. Nobody gives a damn about them going to the Super Bowl, right? So how about we do this? There you go. How about we do this? Let's show the world how much more important and interesting the Dallas Cowboys versus anybody going to the Super Bowl. So as soon as the game is over, 3 minutes later, oh yeah, that coach that we were gonna fire already, we're gonna let his ass go right now. Jerry Jones has a ridiculous way of stealing the spotlight. And I'm gonna be honest with you, man. If you hate Jerry Jones, I get it.
Here it is right here, y'all.
For real.
The Dallas Cowboys have decided to mutually depart away from Kellen Moore. Now, tell me, West Coast, if you got a year left on your contract, how can there be a mutual agreement to leave your contract so you can part ways? Ain't that a soft way of saying that the dude was fired? Come on, man.
Oh yeah, that's the way of, that's like me and you getting into a fight and me looking at you and me realizing, yeah, I can't beat him. So we gonna mutually agree that I'm gonna try to talk my way out of this. That's what that is, Law.
Come on, man.
Like we gonna mutually agree that I would rather, but I'm gonna tell you this right here though. Even though it be seeming like Kellen Moore got the boot, he did so dirty. I'm gonna keep it real. What have been dirty is would have been firing. We got to look up YouTube and see if ass is a bad word. Ass ain't no bad word.
Ass not a bad word. No. It's FCC approved. Even the B word is FCC approved. Believe it or not.
My mama watched the show, so I ain't gonna say. I ain't gonna say that. But the ass. I'm gonna say ass now. Listen to me. How do you listen to me? You think Jerry Jones, impulsive Jerry Jones, was really sitting up and was like, oh my God, the Philadelphia wins this game, Kellen Moore's ass is out of here. No. As much as I think Jerry Jones is like a real dude like us, I'm not gonna say it, a real Cowboy fan like us.
Yeah.
Y'all want me to say it? I ain't gonna say it though. You want me to say it? I ain't gonna say he a real Cowboy. I know I ain't gonna say it. But listen. As much as I believe Jerry Jones is a billionaire. So you know what that does? That means he thinks about stuff before he does it. Jerry Jones already knew he was going to fire Kellen Moore. He already knew that. Bro, when he allowed him to go interview for a job without firing him first, that was your courtesy, bro.
Yeah.
So it's like you actually really gave Kellen Moore more than you given anybody else.
He did. Yep.
You think about this. You gave him more love than you've given some players, bro. You released Dez Bryant so late in the offseason, it was damn near impossible to get a job.
Big facts. Preach, man. Preacher.
Yeah, so it's like, you know what I mean? Kellen Moore, man, even out the door, bro, they gave him some love. You know, yeah. But this is what I will say. Law. And I'm gonna tell you this right now, man, because I know, man. Let me see. Hey, when you're in front of a big crowd, you got to say big things. And this is what I say right now. When you fire the offensive coordinator, the offensive line coach, the running back coach. I don't know if they fired the wide receiver coach, but he might be up out of here too.
Now, they just hired him last year.
Oh, yeah, he might get a pass then.
He got a pass.
But think about this: you fire that many coaches, you were subliminally admitting that they were a part of the problem.
Man, don't you know that? And you left out Rob Davis, who Mike McCarthy's right-hand man. So I think it was a soul for a soul, meaning that Mike McCarthy said, look, I don't like option routes. I don't like these type of terminology with the offense. I need to run some West Coast principles in here. But since you are here, I'm going to let you run this ship. And by him going to Jerry Jones saying, hey, if you're going to put me against the wall and cut me up, then at least, I don't know what happened to the audio. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, it was the ventriloquist law, I guess.
No, you're good.
At least allow me to call my own plays or get my own guys in here. I can't deal with this Kellen Moore on 2nd and 2. We go in shotgun and we try to throw the ball. Granted, the quarterback did throw the interception. I can't do nothing about Dak Prescott at this point because he's off his furniture. He got a no trade clause on his contract. And if we cut him, that's $89 million that we're going to have to eat. And I might as well be dead. So at least allow me to bring my own people in. And Jerry Jones said, all right, cool. We're going to let you do that. But you're going to have to get rid of Joe Philbin, Rob Davis,
at $89 million, I ain't even gonna wish it on him, but he'd have to be found guilty of something, and it can't even be something like that. I don't feel like it's like he can get guilty of something, but it had to be something that I feel that's bad. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like some embezzlement. Nah, he's still gonna be my quarterback for some embezzlement. We just gonna watch the money around him. You know what I'm saying?
No
but
doubt.
like, with that type of money, and you got to think like this, like Cowboy Nation, if you are let's just say the money didn't matter. You are not trying to rebuild. I know Cowboy fans, we are the fans of high expectations, and I absolutely love it. I absolutely love that we have high expectations. But
Right.
at the exact same time, though, you have to have realistic expectations. Now, I'm gonna tell you the difference is I used to have a regional manager. He would come into my district, right? And he would grade. We have these audits that we would get, and I always want to get 100%, right?
Right.
And I remember one time this guy named Ken Keys, dirtbag, told me that I'll never give somebody 100% because if I give you 100%, it's gonna make it seem like I wasn't doing my job.
Fact.
And I'm thinking in my head like, bruh, so basically these audits that I'm getting, they're unrealistic. You know what I'm saying? If I'm not gonna be able to get these expectations, there's some expectations that we have on Dak Prescott and that on the rest of this team that are just not even realistic. You know what I'm saying? So that's the first thing I always say with Dallas Cowboy fans. Anytime that we go into a season, especially going into this season, man, without having, if you're gonna get rid of your quarterback, realistically, expectations. The only quarterback I've seen it was Tommy, man, that go into a situation and change it the same year. And think about this. They brought in a slew of Tommy Boy's friends. So that's two things that don't add up with the Cowboys. One, if you were to get rid of Dak Prescott, there's more chance that you would actually have Cooper Rush as your backup than this guy that you guys think that the Cowboys would go for. Because think about this. They don't even take that approach at other positions. If that was the case, Bobby Wagner would be on the team right now.
Big fact, man.
If you could show me a trend of the Dallas Cowboys getting big name players out of here and then replacing them with other free agents that are like similar categories, I would be okay to always do it. But the Cowboys don't even have that history.
They don't have that on their resume at all.
At
all. And speaking of resume, I seen the comment. People said that 105.3 the fan been capping for Kellen Moore, and this is from Big Dow. Look, here's the thing, and shout out to you, man. If Kellen Moore was who he say he is or who they think he is, he would have had a situation like this juxtaposed to what we are seeing now, and that situation is like this, fam. The Houston Texans now hired DeMeco Ryan as their head coach.
No second interview needed.
No second interview is
needed.
No
second interview needed.
This is a lateral movement.
Didn't even interview. Didn't even interview Kellen Moore. Keep it real.
Yeah. So if he was as good and as great as they say he was, he would be getting a head coach job, a head coach responsibility, a head coach duty like DeMeco Ryans. But he is not as good as as they say or they lead on to believe. And on top of that, I got to bring this out because now we're talking about facts versus fiction. The fact of the matter is the 4 out of the 5 games that Dak Prescott was out, and while Cooper Rush was doing his thing, shout out to him for being able to do those things, by the way. I'm not sullying or denigrating the brother, Cooper Rush. But the Cowboys offense respectfully was ranked 27th and 29th in every major category. Not everybody's lying. The reality is when Dak Prescott was under center, under Kellen Moore watch, we've been ranked 1st through the 5th as it relates to total sum. The only time this offense dropped was in 2020. They were not ranked top 5. Why? Dak Prescott wasn't under center. So something got to be, look, not like old folks say, not everybody's lying.
Facts.
Something got to be true.
And I'm going to tell you this right here, man. Like, I'm not going to care.
Right.
But I'm going to tell y'all ahead of time right now. I'm not personally going to care. But for all the folks that are going to inbox me next year, oh my God, Kellen Moore, look what he did to Justin Herbert. Did you see what he did? Like, he got it. Man, listen, Justin Herbert's already a good quarterback who throws a lot of touchdowns with mediocre interceptions. There's like, I'm gonna be honest with you. Do I think he takes them to a 12 and blase team? I mean, the real question is this: does he have an offense that is able to outscore the Chiefs? because that's what he's gonna have to do.
Yeah. Yeah, he's gonna have to do that, and that could be a situation and scenario. And it's enough talking about the Chargers. Y'all gonna see what the Chargers are gonna do next season, and may they have a successful season. They in the AFC for crying out loud. Now the Cowboys going through a slew of guys that they got to bring in. We got to replace a running backs coach. We got to replace a linebackers coach. We also got to replace an offensive coordinator, and there could be some other positionings that we will have to fill in. So with that being said, there's this rule that we got to at least interview for those slots and those spots with a minority candidate. What's your thoughts on that, West Coast?
I mean, I thought it was, this is my thing, right? Like, when I heard that the Dallas Cowboys was bringing in the running backs coach from the Carolina Panthers, Mr. Nixon.
Yeah.
At first I didn't know who he was.
Yeah.
So at that right there already let me know that, there might be some funny ditty going on, because there's no way in heck the Dallas Cowboys are going to, replace Kellen Moore with someone who is, and listen to me, I'm all for the bros, but just on paper, he is less qualified than Kellen Moore. He is actually more qualified to be a running backs coach.
Yeah.
Which we actually have a vacancy for.
Right.
So if I'm Jerry Jones, I'm always looking for a 2-for-1.
Woo!
Now, what is a 2-for-1? A 2-for-1 is when I pay for one, but I get two. You know what I mean? Now, for Jerry Jones, this is definitely a 2-for-1. Why? Okay. Because you get to interview him for your offensive coordinator. By then, also, you also meet the requirements by the Rooney Rule. The Rooney Rule it states that you have to have a minority candidate, and also women are included in a minority in that group too. So you can actually interview a woman too, but it's Asian American, Black Americans. It doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Whatever the minority is, that you have to interview one minority for the position. So the Cowboys definitely get a 2-for-1er, because when you interview Mr. Nixon, you can interview him literally for the offensive coordinator position, which he's not going to get, and you kind of tell him you're not going to get it. But then I tell you this, I give you the running back coach though. Yeah. Be like, cool, because he ain't got no job anyways. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's literally like either way. And the cool thing about the Cowboys is you get to fulfill your portion of what the Rooney Rule is. And I'm gonna tell you this right now, as a black man, the Rooney Rule it's a joke, bruh. It's really a joke. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Right? And I'm not gonna go into race, because y'all know how y'all get. But I will say this. This is the only thing I will say about race. I think it's funny. What they say, it's cool when they do it. It's a problem when I do it. Listen, it was cool. It was cool. It's cool when the NFL makes a big old deal about having black quarterbacks in the NFL. But when I want to talk about black quarterbacks having to, do all this crazy stuff to get paid and all this other stuff, and that other folks ain't got to do, it's a problem. That's all I'm saying, man. They say West Coast, leave race out of it. Okay, tell the NFL to do it then.
No, they ain't gonna do it, man. But to that point there, everything happened for a reason, because now we can go back and look at it and say, hey, there's nothing new under the sun, because they did this before. They interviewed Joe Witt Jr. for that DC job, right? And then they got rid of that. It solidified the Rooney Rule. Everybody was happy. And then all of a sudden, a few days later, we hired, boom, Dan Quinn. So all of these things work just like it is, and it's just how it goes. So will Jeff Nixon be able to coach over here? Yes, he's a power run zone scheme type of guy. They come from a good background from the Baylor University, Baylor Bears. Shout out to them. 2017 up to 2020, they were known as one of the most prolific offenses in the collegiate division there. So yeah, there still could be a win-win for us. We still got open options available for offensive coordinator, and on top of that, offensive line and linebackers coach. So it's a lot of open, and running back coach. So all of those areas be open. They just got to solidify the rules right there, the Rooney rules right there. That's all that is, man.
And also don't forget, they brought in Marvin Lewis one year too.
Yeah, they brought him in so that they knew that they wasn't going to hire him over Mike McCarthy. They already had their people that they wanted to hire. So the rule can be circumvented. This is what we said live. Nobody going to talk about it because we dig deep, baby. We dig deep, man.
And I'm going to tell you this right here too. As a black man, you know, even though I say it's a joke, at the same time though, I low key kind of appreciate it too. Because guess what? I didn't know Joe Nixon until this morning. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah. Now, Jeff Nixon. Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
There you go.
Jeff Joe. Joe went Jr. on the defensive side of the secondary, and he's pretty good.
Yeah,
he's pretty good. By that, you know.
But I mean, so it is giving guys opportunity. So it's like it's giving you an opportunity to get your name out there. What you do with it, man, it's up to you.
It's up to you, man.
It's up to you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
One thing I will say, a major subject that I will say though, because I know I had to make a video on this, man, because I just had so many people inboxing me asking me like, West Coast, why are you not making a video on Zeke Elliott? Because you cool with his people and this, that, and the other third, and blah, 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 blah. A bunch of stuff that is true. A bunch of stuff that is true. And I'm gonna tell y'all, some of the stuff y'all haters say about you, that stuff's true. You know what I'm saying? They're taking it out of context, but it's true. A lot of the reason why I didn't make a lot of that content on Zeke right now is because why? Because I have those relationships, and those relationships make me want to get it right. You know what I'm saying? Not about being first. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these folks out here want to be first. We want to be accurate. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to make a video, didn't have to make a video again. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna tell you this right now, Law. The only video I can make about Ezekiel Elliott's contract and what's going to happen with him is the video I made today that said literally, I have no clue what's going to happen with Ezekiel Elliott's contract or what's going to happen with him. Why? Because the Cowboys don't even know who their offensive coordinator. If you get a guy that comes in here and is like, bro, I know what I can do with Ezekiel Elliott, Tony Pollard, and possibly a running back that you guys draft. Oh yeah, I want him. Then guess what? Then the Cowboys will have different options. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, for me, I can't really, and I know the fan base because you guys are still upset. We had those expectations. These players didn't meet those expectations. You bought jerseys and socks and all. You name your dog Zeke, all this stuff. I get it. I get it.
Zeke, get him over here, boy. Get him over here, boy.
Now you mad at your dog? You know what I'm saying?
And the wife, nah, his name is Tony now.
Tony. Change the whole dog name. You know what I'm saying? Because you mad at Zeke. You know what I'm saying?
Mad at Zeke, yo.
Yes, but I get it, man. I get it. But we don't want to get this wrong. You don't want to get this wrong. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to get this wrong. Because I'm going to tell y'all this right now. It is hard for me to believe that a guy who we complain about not running the ball is washed up. Like, that doesn't add up. Think about this. There was a time where the Dallas Cowboys fans were saying, we're going to run him into the ground. 400-something carries, 380-something carries. Bro, Zeke is only touching the ball like 250 times, bro. Like, that's the equivalent of half a season. I'm going to tell y'all something right here. Sometimes you got to take the hate and turn it into good. So when people say Zeke barely ran, I thought about it like, you're right. You're absolutely right. So you mean to tell me under a right offensive coordinator, CMC looked like a retired, like, listen to me. CMC looked like a retired running back just a year ago. Yeah. Just a year ago. Literally one trade, and now CMC is a play away from playing quarterback. That's crazy. But think about that. Look what Christian McCaffrey did in another system. Right. Like, I don't want that effect happening to Zeke because we couldn't wait 1 year. Right.
I mean, like, you to rearrange the furniture a little bit.
Exactly. And think about this, Law, man. You get rid of Zeke, bro, you are changing the dynamics of his team for sure.
Yeah. Now here's the thing though. Whoever the new offensive coordinator, like you said, you can't really talk upon Ezekiel Elliott right now because we don't know whether or not they're going to be a zone power block running scheme or they're going to be, a different variations of that. So we don't know. And then we don't know how the draft will unfold too. The draft plays a major role. I'm with the belief that the Cowboys still should look into this free agency right before we get to the draft and maybe make some moves here and there right before we get into this draft to see what we can change the complexity of this team so we won't be so stressing watching the draft and saying, oh, I hope that this guy fall. We need to get out of the mindset of hoping and get into the reality of, hey, this is what this guy can do tangibly, and this is what he done before, and see what we can get out of that after the draft. And the Cowboys just need to do better in that category. I think we draft pretty well, West Coast.
Yeah, I think so too. And then also, let's just talk about the money. You know what I'm saying? Realistically, the money permits you to have time, because I know y'all want to cut Zeke right now because it's going to make you feel good right now. But right now, even if I wanted to get rid of Zeke, this is not the day to get rid of Zeke. If you really want to get Zeke and you're done with Zeke, you want to get rid of him June 2nd. You want to know why? Because that's the day you save the most money. On June 1st, if you cut him after cut or release him after June 1st, you're going to save $10.2 million. If you cut him on August 31st, you are going to cut or save $5 million, literally for 2 days. I'm gonna ask you guys this right now. Between June 1st and now, how many games do we play? 0. So
Zero.
what's the rush? What's the rush? What's the rush? Well, there's no rush. Now, I love what you said. Law. The money says wait. Yeah. That's what it says. Yeah. Because the money that we're on, that's on Zeke's contract, it don't even start until then. So it's like, before I get rid of Zeke, this is what I say. Try to improve it every way fashion. Use the free agency. If you can't improve your running game by then guess what? Oh, Lord, this is coming from the Lord. You know what it is?
Mm-hmm. What is that?
Zeke is my plan. He's my last resort. Imagine, Law, if I told you that Ezekiel is my last resort. That's a damn good position to be in, right? Because you got the free agency, like you said, to try to fix your running game. If you can't do it then, okay. Then you got draft. I'm gonna go in the draft. I'm gonna try to get somebody. Oh, snaps, they got him. Oh, no, I'm gonna come out and get this dude. No, oh, nah. I'm gonna draft this running back from Sakaduka Mamba State. Yes. You know, Cowboys, they love drafting these crazy folks in the second round. I just wish we had a second round pick.
And life is just like stock options. You know, you can buy, you can sell, or you can stay put. Those are the 3 options right there. And what they did with it's the same exact. It's similar to the situation with La'el Collins. You didn't have to move on from La'el Collins to after the draft, actually, because June is not until after the draft. So the Cowboys could literally held on to him and say, all right, cool. If a team didn't get a player that they wanted in the draft or the first or the second round, now the price of the bag for the trade commodity is opened up even more. But what they did is, and also when we start talking about stock options or trading, dare I say, there are 2 types of roles. You can go long or you can go short. So what they did with La'el, they said, you know what, we're going to go ahead and cut him. We're going to go ahead and go short with it. Whereas they should have went long. And those are the philosophies within the confines of the Cowboys that they do wrong each and every time. It's to me, Jerry Wayne Jones and John Stephen Jones, that's his son, y'all, for those who don't know. They billionaires, but how did they become billionaires when they don't know how to manage the books? Let me know, Wes, how they don't know how to manage the book. They must became billionaires by mistake.
No, I mean, this is the answer to that is, you know, in business, as long as you make $1 over what you invested, you won. In football, it ain't like that. It ain't like that, bro. It ain't like that. We trying to win football, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I just, you know, in business, it's like, you know, if I invested $200 million and I only make 100 million, then, you know, I only make, you know, 50,000. It's still technically a win. You know what I'm saying? Because
right.
You know, so it's like, it's just about how big the win is. But also too, you know, in business, you know, the NFL is really a performance-based business. You know what I'm saying? Business is not really like a performance-based business. It's like you have a product. If it's a good product, you sell the product, people buy it. Right. Like, this is a performance-based business where you have to like upgrade every year. Like, think about this. Imagine if Coca-Cola had to improve their soda every year. I'm gonna tell you why you get the same. Think about this. The reason why you get the same Madden game every single year, because there's no competition. There's no who am I competing against? You know what I'm saying? There's no competition. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like, you know, that's where Jerry Jones, I think people kind of get it kind of mixed up. And, you know, before in the past, Jerry Jones actually believed that there were people smarter than him in that space. I think Jerry
Mm.
has gotten to the point now where he's like, because when he first came in, the smartest thing Jerry Jones did is he hired the smartest the smartest football mind he knew. And
Right.
he hired a man he trusted. Who was
Mm.
that? Jimmy Johnson.
Jimmy Johnson. Yeah.
Jimmy Johnson was smart and he
Right.
trusted him.
And he was successful at his stage, and they knew each other in Arkansas. And then he saw what he was doing in Miami. So yeah, that dude brings a point. And then I think what muddies the water or make everything pretty much or watered down, revenue sharing.
Facts.
I mean, you get paid regardless. There's no extra incentives of winning the Super Bowl when everybody still got to split the pie.
Facts.
Facts. They still gonna get money this week. They still gonna get money for the Pro Bowl this weekend, and they still gonna get money the following week whenever the Super Bowl on February the 12th. So it's a win-win situation for them.
Yeah, man. And so it's like, when I look at all this, it's like, and it's like this too, Law. Like, man, I've been going to games for a long time, bro. And prices have been going up every year, bro.
Right.
There's no way you can look at what Jerry Jones does and look at him and tell him this year was not successful. Because I can almost guarantee you Jerry Jones made more money this year than what he made the year before. So It's also like about what we consider success. Like, I feel like my definition of success for Jerry is the same, because every time after a loss, it always I don't give a game what nobody say. If you want to think if Jerry Jones a real ass Cowboy fan, go look at him after a playoff loss. Like, that dude looked like his eyes about to fall out his head. Like, you can really see his age after a playoff loss. Jerry looked like he'd been crying.
Yeah.
Like, he looked like he'd been crying. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Now, Steven, who I know to believe is more in charge, because I've heard Jerry Jones say that he wanted things and didn't get them. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that leads me to believe that Steven is more of the person running the day-to-day things. I don't know if Steven Jones's definition of success is the same as the fans. I believe Jerry's is. You also got to think like this. If I'm not mistaken, Jerry won a national championship, so he knows what he as a player.
Right.
So he knows what it takes. I know it'd be funny when people be like, Jerry don't know football. I'll be like,
right. He was an offensive lineman.
Yeah, like who are some of the smartest people on the field? You know what I'm saying?
Right. True that.
So it's like, like I think Steven Jones's, his degree of success might be a little bit different than ours. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's where I think the vary is, because you look at Steven Jones and he look at his bottom dollar and he's like, man, we made more money than we ever have. How do you tell that guy that, but you weren't successful? Like, what?
Right. But success is subjective, though, right?
Exactly.
It's very subjective, because now let me ask you this: was this year a successful season? Yes or no? In the chat, I'm gonna ask the chat.
Please. Oh, he trying to get me canceled by my own fans. Listen to me. If you watching West Coast Cowboy content, you've already heard the answer to this question. So my answer is not about to shock you. If you are watching Law Nation, this is the second time you've heard mine before. Listen to me.
I never heard.
Make your conclusion. Let me finish. You know what I'm saying? Before you make your conclusion on me and cancel me out, let me finish. Okay? Listen, I said last year, after we lost the 49er game, the ultimate goal of the Dallas Cowboys is to always get at least one game better than what you did the year before. And in business, that I just said that in business, that is considered a win. That's considered a success. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
If I'm looking at this and I know that the ultimate goal is obviously a Super Bowl, but also think about this: the odds of winning a Super Bowl of 1-32. You know what I'm saying? So the odds are technically against you. So, like, what are the expectations on my team trying to achieve almost an impossible goal? When I see my team overcome, like I said this last week, man, this whole year was about overcoming. You know what I'm saying? Because I will have to admit, maybe I'm just not as fan as y'all, but I thought my season was over when Dad got hurt for week 1. Like, I'm just being honest with you. Like, I was like 2020, bro. And I'm thinking Kellen Moore's at the helm. Oh my God, we're not gonna run the damn ball. We weren't running the bro. I'm thinking to go from that to losing to the number 2 seed team in the playoffs by 6 at their house, trying to win your second on the road playoff game. I don't even know when the Cowboys have ever done that in history. like when I see that, like at the initial, when I was standing in 49er in the stadium watching my team walk off the field, I did not feel like that season was a success. As I got home, I relaxed, I chilled, I fell back, I actually did some content. I'm gonna be honest, man, this year was a success, man. And I feel good. Like I know I shouldn't say I feel good because we're not in the Super Bowl, but I don't feel the way I felt after that 49ers game last year. Like this is a true story, Law. Like that game last year, I almost quit doing this, bro.
Right.
That
Ooh.
and I'm like my real ones know. Like my real ones know, man.
You almost just said, man, forget this, man. I'm out of here.
Yeah, because Law, you know all this. Like, listen, bro, you know all the stuff that we put into, and I don't even care. I'm not even saying about the finances. Who cares about the financials? You know what I'm saying? We all have different finances, man. I'm talking about the like, bro, the 3-4 hours. Because think about this: everybody on this show is doing this after they just did 8 hours at a job.
Yeah.
So it's like, imagine the conversation. Like, Law, they don't know about them talking to baby on the phone on your way home, because you know when you walk in the door, you're going straight to your computer.
Right, going straight to it. You're trying to squeeze all of your time management.
Hey,
so when I do the honeydew list, baby, y'all just don't know, man. Law got to work miracles, man, because y'all know how many times I sit in this seat, man. But the honeydew list is long, and you just got to make sure you satisfy the honeydew list. But yes, you are right. This is a successful season by how you look at it too, you know, and everything is subjective. I get it. The Jets right now will have a parade down Fifth Avenue if they said, oh man, back-to-back 12 in 5 years. But I get it. People levels of expectations. The problem is with the Cowboys is we studied a lot of years, the 5-11 with Dave Campo. And then when we were rushing Bill Parcells, hey, he's a Hall of Fame type of coach. Let him make the Super Bowl. Let him get it. We kept rushing. And then y'all rushed them up out of there, right? And then we brought in Wade Phillips. I truly believe, I'll go to my grave saying that if you would allow my guy Bill Parcells to coach as long as you did with Jason Garrett, we would have at least one Super Bowl in these last 30 years. But we were so anxious, so ready to get these things going that we rushed it, and we kept the patience with the wrong guy, Jason Garrett. We had that man collectively for 13 years in the house with his influences. And then on top of that, a piece of him just left. The last thread of Jason Garrett just left, and his name is Kellen Moore. That's the last threat. And we are holding Mike McCarthy feet to the fire from the past sins of this team. And he's only been here 4 years. Well, he's going into his 4th year. In 2 years, he went back-to-back playoff, but we want Super Bowl.
Yeah, I mean, that's just kind of how it is. Like all my single men out there, you know how it is trying to date a woman that been cheated on 15 times, bro. You bet not. And Taco Bell bet not call your phone after 12. I know that. Hey, real quick. Shout out to my boy Matt Beaton with a $2 super chat. Shout out to my boy Jason Jesus. And appreciate y'all for the super chats over there, man. But yeah, man, it's like, you know, we got trust issues over here, bro.
Yeah. It's just what it is
over here, bro. So
yes, indeed.
Man, your best to come correct over here, man. Like you better have
who that is calling you.
For real.
Who that is calling you. Wait a minute. Let her have some free time.
So, but just to kind of like, try to answer the question, what is the Cowboys going to do with Ezekiel Elliott? Me personally, I think they need to do good business. And good business is sometime, and good business is wait. If you know what I'm saying? If you harvest a crop too early, guess what? You don't get the best yield. You know what I'm saying? If you do a knee-jerk reaction right now, you know what you're going to have? You're going to have like 15 teams interested in a player that you don't want. I'm going to tell you this right now. Right. Whenever you're trying to get rid of a player that you don't want and there's high interest, maybe you should think about keeping him. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. For all y'all folks that be like, oh, yeah, let's trade Dak. As soon as you say Dak's available and 15 teams call you, you should be like, maybe we should keep him. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe you should keep him.
The best thing for Dak Prescott, he got the no trade clause on his contract because there was a trust that was broken. Take thousands of years to build trust, 1 second to lose it. There was no trust factor for Jared Goff when they signed it, when the Rams signed him. There were no trust questions when the Eagles signed it. Carson Wentz. So that's why they didn't have those trade clauses, no trade clauses on their contract, because Carson was like, shit, you gave me this money. All right, cool. You know, even with my bad back and knees and whatever was going on, he's like, all right, cool. Y'all trust me. I don't need to have the no trade clause. But then when he started wetting the bed, then the Eagles like, you know what? We're going to ship you off to the Colts, get something back in return, eat some of the dead money, and we're going to lean on the young guy that we drafted. Now, for those who are out there, I do believe if you somehow feeling a little froggy about your quarterback, then there's nothing wrong with every year, draft a quarterback. Right. Every year, leave no stone unturned. You know, that's what I would do. Every year, it'll be Law Nation drafting the quarterback. And,
love it.
You know, and when they say, hey, Law, why you drafting? Hey, man, you know, we play evaluation 365. Leave no stone unturned, baby. You know what I'm saying? You never know.
And think about this, Law. You should be drafting a quarterback every year because, listen to me, how many backup quarterbacks played in the playoffs this year, or at least played, or how many? Think about this. You had the Dallas Cowboys who had a backup quarterback start for them 5 games. You had Philadelphia Eagles. They had a backup quarterback for 3 games. You had who else you have? You had the Jets. The Jets had a gang of backup quarterbacks.
Mac White.
You had Miami. Miami had a backup quarterback that was that's played. The Ravens started a backup quarterback. There was 3 backup quarterbacks that started in the playoffs this year. You know what I'm saying? So realistically, you don't even really need to draft a backup to replace Dak. You need to draft a backup because, bruh, you're gonna need a backup quarterback.
You're gonna need one.
I don't think if someone told me even Patrick Mahomes didn't play every single snap this season. You know what I'm saying? Right. So it's like, you know, every single thing. I mean, you had backup quarterbacks in Los Angeles with the Rams. So it's like I'm almost under the impression that the Cowboys probably need to keep Cooper Rush. Keep it real.
Yeah. Well, they're gonna have to re-sign him now because he's a free agent.
Yeah, he's a free agent. He's definitely a free agent. But I mean, there might be some talks. I mean, everybody's talking about, you know, what you gonna do with Dak? What you gonna do with Dak? Also, I'm gonna tell y'all this right now. When a team agrees to let you put a no trade clause in your contract, that means subliminally they are giving you 1 bad season.
Yeah, for free.
Yeah. I know that went over everybody's head. If it didn't go over your head, say I got that in the comment box. That's like your lady, you get married, giving you a piece of paper that says, no matter what you do, I'm gonna forgive you. Pass. Hall pass. If you ain't seen the movie,
Hall pass. Yeah, baby, I'm going to Vegas. I'll be back, 2 weeks from now. Or you better be back earlier than that. But
exactly.
But some people are given that grace, just like you said last episode with the Michael Gallup situation. We all had to know that he would not been the same that he was before he had that knee injury. So, but there are, to a degree, Cowboy fans thinking that dude should look like injury, and that's not going to happen, Jack. So you have to contextualize all of that, and that's even if you sign Tony Pollard, that's even if you sign Terrence Steele. You got to give that grace and mercy to those guys to come back, because not everybody's like an Adrian Peterson.
Facts. And I'm gonna be honest with you, nobody's like an Adrian Peterson except for Adrian Peterson.
Yeah. Like, Adrian Peterson, he can whoop them kids too, right? Kick it back.
Hey, you heard what D-Law said, F them kids, man. That's what D-Law said. D-Law said, F them kids, man. F them kids. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, like, listen, that is another one of those. Listen to me. If you honestly thought that Michael Gallup was going to come back and be Michael Gallup, that's on you.
Yeah.
That's on you. Yeah. Like, that's on you. If you allow a kleptomaniac to come in your house and he steal all your stuff and you knew he was a kleptomaniac, that's on you. How you going to get mad at the kleptomaniac? He know he can steal. He know he can't. It's your job to adjust to him. Dallas Cowboys, if you honestly went into this season thinking that Michael Gallup was going to be the same guy in the same year, because remember, he tore his ACL in January. So he asked, I'm gonna keep it real. Michael Gallup, even though it wasn't as spectacular, he actually did some pretty spectacular stuff, bruh.
Right.
Because that boy tore his ACL, had surgery, and came back and played in the same calendar year.
Right. Technically, yeah. And then on top of that, he waited to have the surgery.
Yeah, he did.
So I don't know what month it is. You guys can let me know. So, and he had no off season, no training camp, no preseason, and he technically rushed himself back out there.
He did.
And that's why I called the Cowboys front office malpracticing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
because they had to know and they had to understand that, you know, that's front office malpracticing. Huh?
Can I bring it up? Can I bring it up, Law, too?
Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
That's why that's why Michael Gallup got mad at you, too. You know, hey, Law, listen to me. Yeah. Listen to me. Listen to me, Law. If the homie can't, if you know what I'm saying, they say wounds of a friend are trusted. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So if Law tell me like, hey, bro, you want to put a little piece of gum in your mouth, I'm not gonna get all offended and butthurt. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna say, because I trust Law, I'm gonna be like, oh damn, Law, good looking, man.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Law, that's why Michael Gallup got mad at you, bro.
That's exactly why. You know,
hey, bro, come on. That's why he got mad at you.
That's why.
I'll let you explain the story and then I'll tell the story. Go ahead.
No. See, here's the thing. This is the thing. It goes both ways. It's a two-way street because
tell him to post.
Yeah. So what happened was I posted Michael Gallup running that route that the interception was on. And I was just talking from the mindset of the route being lazy and not really pushing off. You're supposed to keep your shoulder pads low. He started off his release high, right? And he didn't tack the inside shoulder to sell the 9 to come back on the curl pattern or the hook. And he didn't even drift toward the ball. Now, granted, that's a throw that Dak Prescott should not thrown. He should have hit the boy in the underneath, Ezekiel Elijah Elliott. So when my boy Michael Gallup read it and saw the video, he was like, shoot, by all means, tell me when you played in the football league, in the National Football League. Let me know sitting from the couch. So I'm sitting here like, dang, Michael.
It's kind of corny, and I will lie. It is because he know he ain't playing no NFL football. Come on, bro.
But at the same token, that's not even Michael Gallup's character. You can go back and look at the last 4 years. He don't even respond to anybody. And he responded because the dog they get hit with the brick yelp. He knew that I was telling truths, but he was like, damn, Law, not from you, not my boy. Come on, man.
It's another side of that coin, too, because I also think that, like, I feel like a part of him. This is what I also think. Like, I believe your video was truthful and accurate in your assessment, but I think you Kanye Wested. And what I mean by Kanye Wested is this.
Talk to me, man.
Kanye West says a lot of truthful stuff,
right?
But his delivery and how he positions it makes it hard to receive. So, like, man, unfortunately, this ain't the 80s, so you can't be like, with these generation, tell these dudes, hey, you need to do this, that, and they be like, oh man, good looking, bro. No, in 2022, 2023 to be exact.
Yeah.
You gotta kind of, you know what I'm saying? Maybe, and you gotta kind of, glaze it a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I should have put some sweetening in there.
Not even sweeten, but you gotta see, this is if I'm Michael Gallup, this is what I'm thinking, right? And for the record, we don't believe that Michael Gallup is a lazy player. We don't.
No.
Think about it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think what really got him going and on that post is because everything that you just said right now, like, we all recognize that Michael Gallup did come back early, that he did do some listen to me, like, he did do some impossible stuff, like, and he low-key did risk his career coming back early this year, because I was totally against it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he did risk his career doing that. So it's like when you see someone who has a large platform and they're saying something like he gave up on it.
Yeah.
I think to him that struck a nerve. And like you said, Michael Gallup never. Dez, I'm gonna tell you this right now. Dez respond to everything. You know what I'm saying? Dez gonna get it popping. Michael Gallup's not like that. So when he respond, and I don't even think it's a crybaby or situation like that, or him being soft. What I think it is, a grown man felt that you were taking a shot at his character.
His
And
character.
that's what came out of him. He like F this other stuff. F this
right.
You know what I'm saying? No, you're not gonna say I gave up or I blah, 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 and that's what I think. I think honestly, I think if you would have said it like, you know, Michael Gallup didn't execute this route right, I don't even think he responds. I don't think he responds.
Oh, okay, true that.
But
Damn,
I think
I never looked at it from that perspective, and you're right on that one. If I were to say, hey man, you know, and if I would have, you know,
and the cool thing about the game is you don't even feel that way. That's the best part about it is you genuinely don't feel that way about it. We don't feel that he gave up. We just feel like he gave up on that play.
On that particular play. Like, God dog, Gallup, you know. and I gave the same criticism for Dak. Like, ain't no way Tad Prescott is watching that and ain't talking to his brother like, damn, bro, it's 2nd and 2. You couldn't just, you know, bro. Ain't no way. That got to, Wes, come on, man. That got to be happening. Ain't no way Tad was like, I can't believe Kellen Moore dialed that play up. Tad should have been like, bro, it's right there. And they Cowboy fans, they grew up loving the Cowboys. So Tad had to say that, right?
Yeah. And
we're talking about Tad Prescott, the brother of Dak Prescott, for those who don't know.
Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you something, man. Just like, you know, this is like when you have players responding to your content, that's how you know you in it, you moving it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like at some point, good or bad, you should be making a splash in this media sphere of Cowboy content that these players are responding. You know what I'm saying? And the cool thing about the game now is like, just, you know, you probably already knew this, and I'm gonna tell you how. You know who I'm gonna tell you, and Law ain't even gonna mention this, but I'm gonna mention it because he probably didn't even think about this. Think about this, right? How honest, let me tell you how honest you know that assessment is. Law Nation does a event with Cowboys Experience. Cowboys Experience #1 player that they bring that I know you've probably met the most is Michael Gallup.
Michael Gallup, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But guess what? That relationship that we have with them on Saturdays didn't stop us from saying what we needed to say on Sunday.
Yeah, on Sunday.
Because we be out there, listen to me. I mean, we be out there hanging with the players, doing interviews with these guys, doing things with them. And guess what? On Sunday, that's Saturday is fan. You know, I mean, Saturday is content. Now we looking at Sunday. So you know, they got to be able to take the good and the bad. But you know, I think you handled it well. You were, I mean, the #1 thing is you always use film, man. If you're gonna argue with me, you're gonna argue film, man. right? Cause you explain to me what you was doing then, Michael Gallup.
Right. Explain to me. You know, like you're a little bit more feistier than me. So I just let him make it because they eating his butt up, man, in that comment box. I said, dang, man, Gallup getting ate. He getting toe up. They come in under him. They putting Charmin tissues and emojis and lexicons under his comment. I said, man, well, one thing I can tell you for sure, 2023 season, he won't be running those routes because the principles of West Coast is out. Slants. You may run a slow go here and there, deep overs, underneath, bubble screens, tunnel screens. So you're going to see more of that. Just like even if you watch A.J. Brown, and I'm not talking about the Eagles so much that it's got to be glowingly, but these are the realities of it. You don't see him running complex routes. It's more of like, hey, I'm going to run my slant, I'm going to run my 9, and I'm going to hit a tunnel. It's not all of those complex stop, option, come back, stop your feet, and all of this stuff, hooks, hitches, and things like that.
Especially if you have like a rotating offensive line. If your offensive line is not solidified, you need to be getting the ball out early, fast. Like that's just what it is. Like I know what you want to do, but that's not what we can do. You know what I'm saying? And I think that was the biggest. That was like listen to me. There was like a couple things that were like flawed. Like my boy said, whenever you date online, then no matter how pretty they are, there's a flaw somewhere.
Something is wrong with that. Yeah, like hey.
Why is Holly Berry's twin on a goddamn Tinder? Singled in a mug, 42 years old with no kids. You talking about you found a unicorn. No, she got bodies in the garage, bro.
Yeah, chin hairs and a whole bunch of other stuff. Like, girl, you got chin hairs. What's going on with you? Well, my name was really Harry Berry. You know, I'm like, wait a minute, hold on.
Yeah, so You know what I mean? So there's gonna be some flaws. You know what I'm saying? And I
Oh,
think
excuse me. As
go
a
ahead, no.
disclaimer, Facebook, we're not talking about anybody that's dating online. By the way, if you feel free that you want to date online, hey, you can do such. We're not talking about the metaverse. Feel free to date online. That's a disclaimer.
For real. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, like, there's always gonna be some flaws, right? And one of the things that Kellen, and I'm gonna tell you this right now, if Kellen Moore doesn't if it's none of my business, but like if I wish I had like a brother that played for the Chargers so I can make this video and I'd be like, yo, I'm making this video for my brother who plays for the Chargers.
Yeah.
These are some things Kellen Moore's gonna have to fix, or it's not gonna work either way. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And what I mean by work is like, well, for them, technically it could work because if Kellen Moore does what he did in Dallas, that's successful for them because the Chargers ain't did nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I will say this, Kellen Moore, for one, he believes in equality. My new offensive coordinator cannot. Listen to me. Equality, listen to me. Equality is great in every aspect of life except for in professional sports. You want to know why? Because the dude, if think about this, like, in professional sports, the best person is going to play. Period. Like, I love Jackie Robinson, and I love what he did for football. But if Jackie Robinson was not better than everybody, not football, baseball, I'm sorry, baseball, I love Jackie Robinson. But think about this: if Jackie Robinson wasn't better than everybody,
right,
you would have never heard of Jackie Robinson.
Right. You can't even wear his number. Yeah,
you wouldn't even be wearing his number. You would know who Clue. So at the end of the day, the most fairest thing in football is that there are superstars, and then there's guys who support superstars. Period. There's not, if you're in the NFL, bro, you're good. Like, you're good. Like, you're not an average football player. Like, I know we may got like these are some of the best athletes in the world. Right. So if you're in the NFL, you're either a superstar or a guy who supports superstars. The problem with Kellen Moore is he treats everybody the same. And I'm gonna tell you this right now. If you take that to Los Angeles Chargers, I'm gonna tell you this right now. Go look at who their top receiver is. Go see if there's a difference between the top receiver and the second receiver.
Yeah. Keenan Allen is he's.
If I'm Keenan Allen,
he's Amari Cooper. He's Amari Cooper. He's a vocal
right now. I'm nervous.
Keenan Allen is a vocal Amari Cooper.
Yes.
So he's nasty on his routes. He would talk noise with the beard coming out of the helmet. And I like his game, man. And Eckler, he had 18 tubs this past season. He's more of a scat back. He's more of a Tony Pollard-esque, that got the starting role over there. And we already know about Williams. So, and I think is Jalen Guyton, the guy that used to be here, is their third wide receiver. Yeah.
Speedster too.
Yeah, speedster. So I don't know. They may not have the same repercussions we have over here because of we don't like to spend money.
To win a Super Bowl Super
Bowl every year. Yeah.
Like, think about this. This was their first year in the playoffs with Justin Herbert as their quarterback. All they had is they have some very low achievable goals over there, like very low.
They was 10-7 this past season. In the season before that, it was like 9-8, and then they was like 4-11, so 5-11, something like that, whatever the record was. So yeah. Collectively, I had somebody to talk noise to me that was a Chargers fan, and they said, well, same old in the last 30 years with the Cowboys. Y'all are always one and done, blah, blah, blah. And I said, well, what have your Chargers done in 30 years?
Shoot, go to the Super Bowl and lose only kicking field goals.
Right. So they haven't done anything in Chargers. The last time, he probably don't even know who Natron Means is. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. Tight end is Everett. Appreciate you, Giovanni. But it is what it is, man. Our expectations, Super Bowl or bust every year.
And then my question is this: put it in the comment box right now. Let's take a bet. All y'all folks that think Kellen Moore was the problem. Okay, so how many points you think Kellen Moore is gonna score on Dan Quinn when we play them in LA? And West Coast will be in the building.
Ooh, if they live and die in LA.
Because yes. It is just I just love how good God is. That's how I know. That's how I be knowing God is a Cowboy fan. Because when he said some little things
Wait a
like that,
minute.
so y'all think Kellen Moore wasn't a problem? Don't trip. I got you. What we gonna do? We gonna put them on the schedule, and y'all gonna see he was the problem. When Dan Quinn shut his man, listen to me. On my mama, bro, I promise you, he might not score, bro. Because bro, they barely score on us without Kellen Moore.
Yeah. He says Herbert says Mike says Herbert coming off of an injury, Mike Williams and Keenan Allen still hurt or what have you. I don't think that no one was coming off of an injury equivalent to what Dak Prescott have been coming from these last 2 years and expecting better results, like bone piercing through the skin for the ankle. And they say, well, Law, that's excuses. Man, if you twist your ankle, just twist your ankle jumping off of a porch, you know what I'm saying? You might not cut grass for the rest of the year. You know what I mean? So, and on top of that, when you contextualize the fact with a broken thumb, I don't know if anybody did their research, but can somebody please do that and let me know what their quarterback looked like mid-season with a broken thumb coming back? I just need to know those numbers and stats and accolades,
Yeah, and it's funny because I just put it to the nation, man. And I'm just looking at your live stream. I'm looking at my live stream, Facebook and YouTube, and I don't see one number bigger than 17. like I'm just being real. I don't see a number on here bigger than 17.
Oh,
you know
okay. 17,
I got zero that says the Chargers are gonna beat us by 30 points, but you know how that be. You know how that be.
You know what? Here's the thing. The Chargers were 30th in rushing last year. And now you get Kellen Moore, and they think that number is going to go down.
No, I'm gonna tell you what he's gonna do. Kellen Moore's about to go to San Diego Chargers. He's gonna live off he's gonna live off the back of what he did with Dak Prescott, and he's gonna have freaking that young man throwing the ball 50 times. And I'm gonna tell you what he's gonna have. Like Justin Herbert is about to have a gang of stats. And guess what? It's not gonna equate to beating the good teams. It's not. That's just what it is, man. Because listen, the Dallas Cowboys, you're not going to tell me that the Dallas Cowboys are a less talented team than the Chargers. Like, I don't even feel like he's going to a better situation because they don't have, like, think about this. Kellen Moore makes mistakes. You have a defense that erases mistakes. Like, you're not going to have that. Like, in that 2nd and 2 when he thought, oh, you know what, how about I pass the ball? How about I do that? You know what I'm saying? When he makes, or how about when it's like first play of the game, 2nd drive, how about we do a double reverse, lose 17 yards? Like, you're not going to have a guy like Dak Prescott who can just go out there and erase those. You're not going to have that. So it's like, I actually think that he's going to, and think about this, like, bro, in order to go to the playoffs in that division, you're going to have to beat who?
Who are they? The Chiefs twice, right?
Bro, that's all you got to say. What is you saying?
Broncos in that division.
Time out. You ain't even got to say nobody else, bro. Oh yeah, and the Denver Broncos just got, like, listen to me. The Denver Broncos just got freaking Sean Payton. Kellen Moore got to beat out Patrick Mahomes, and then he got to go. Who else? The Raiders.
Yeah, the Raiders.
Who else you got in that division? You got the Raiders. Denver, who just got Sean Payton.
Yeah.
Like, man, there's some offensive minds in that division by itself. So it's like, man, good luck with that, man. But like I said, like you were saying earlier, man, the expectations in LA are not the same in Dallas. So, think about this. The guy that we get could theoretically actually be a better OC, but at the same time, over here in LA, he might be viewed as having more success but at the end of the day, you got to remember, we're going different places. They're just trying to get back to the playoffs. Right. We're trying to go to the 3rd round of the playoffs.
Yeah, two different expectations. And of course, at least it won't be 2 or 3 press conferences every week. And Kellen Moore probably can hide under the radars. And then, I do think that their head coach, he's young still. And you got 2 young guys. You got a young head coach and a young offensive coordinator. So they should be thinking outside of the box. And, football is just like Uncle Charles says, is any given Sunday. So we'll find out, man. Altogether.
I mean, Yeah, and I mean, it's like this, man. Like, a lot of folks have been asking us, like, who do we think is going to be the new offensive coordinator? Like, I think this is more, there's more on the line than just, there's more on the line right now than, the Cowboys just saying, like, Mike McCarthy. I'm not saying I think Mike McCarthy's job is on the line, but, your job is always on the line.
Right.
Like,
In
your job is
Dallas.
on the
Yeah.
line every year. Like, your job is always on the line. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, but if I'm Mike McCarthy, and I just made this push for these types of changes, I am going to have a say in the most important thing that I was using to get the guy out of here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't see Mike McCarthy getting Kellen Moore out of here and just saying, hey, I'm just going to give that trust over to somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're going to, like, that's why I say, like, for this year, I honestly think that Mike McCarthy is going to call plays, but I think you're going to have an offensive coordinator because you still need the scheme and the nuances of the offense to run. But I think he's going to work with that guy. You know what I'm saying? It's because, like, you can't, like, it's just not good leadership, man. Like, it's like, I know back in the day when I was a regional manager, like, the stores that I spent the most time in were the stores that were failing. You know what I'm saying? Because those were the stores that needed my most help. So it's like, if I'm Mike McCarthy, there's no way, man, that I just go through a time of not trusting someone or not being able to call plays or not being able to veto stuff. And then all of a sudden I give that trust to someone else. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
No, I just don't. I can't do that, especially not 1 year removed from it, man. Not 1 year removed.
No doubt. And speaking of that, even though you do hire an offensive coordinator, I think that Mike McCarthy going to have to do those play callings. Think of this, Kyle Shanahan. He still had an offensive coordinator over there in 49ers land, but he decided to call the plays. So I think that since Mike McCarthy back is against the wall, he's going to be the guy that's going to say, hey, I'm going to call these plays, because if the Cowboys don't overcome the floor, because the floor this year is 12-5 with the minimum of winning the playoff game. So the 2023 floor is 12-5 playoff game. You got to at least beat those things, like you said, what we did this season. Yeah. It did exactly that for this season, what we did last season. We matched 12-5 and we won at least one playoff game. Yeah.
So yeah, and it's like, Law, bruh. We trying to go to the playoffs for the third time in a row.
Right.
Bruh. Now you talking about stuff older than the shirt I got on.
Yeah.
Like, bro, I'm talking about like me and you walking around the house talking about, you know what I'm saying, Mom, can I use the phone, the house phone to call this? You call my friend. Like, I'm talking about 12-year-olds sitting on the box TVs type stuff, bro. Yeah. Like, y'all thought it was hard to get in the playoffs this year, bruh. When was the last time the Cowboys went to the playoffs 3 times in a row? Man, like, that is like some Kansas City Chiefs, Buffalo Bills, Tom Brady with the Buccaneers type stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like that's some real, like, that's some, like, we got some real, like the goals are even harder this year.
Yeah. It goes all the way back to the 90s now, 92, 93, 94, 95, you know.
It's been a long time, bro. It's been a long time since the Cowboys have enjoyed 3 consecutive seasons in the playoffs. So it's like, and think about this, Law, like, you said something that made me think about something too. You know, I hate bringing up the games that we lost, but you know, you got to get out. You have to, man, that home field advantage is very important, bro. It's very important. You can't go into, you can't try to, everybody, think about this. Philadelphia, how many games did they have to actually win to get to the Super Bowl?
2. Yeah.
So, even if we win 2 games and lose the third one, guess what? You're losing in the NFC Championship game.
Man, hello.
If we're trying to do 3 total playoff games, then guess what? I also need a coach that understands that these little bum ass games like the Jags, and the Packers,
they hurt. Don't they hurt? That hurt. That hurt real bad. Those 2 losses. No, they hurt. They hurt real bad because
I'll tell you, when all y'all was saying, just come down West Coast, it's okay, man. It was just no, bro. That was the difference of us getting the home field or something. You know what I'm saying?
It hurts.
Them games matter, bro.
It do. Now when you look back at it, I'm greedy. I'm looking at every game next season.
Matters, bro.
I don't care if it's a game you win by 1 point. You for damn sure better not lose by 1 point, because It hurts.
And then think about this. Oh my God, Law, think about this. You had 3 teams in your division that made the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
4 teams that were in the playoff race up to week 9, right? That's half the season. Realistically, the chances of all your teams falling off are not very good. The chances are most of those teams are going to get better. So think about this.
The Giants.
Think
they
about
like
this. Think about this, Law. Think about this. Going forward for the next 3 years, our division literally might be decided by a half of a game. So, bruh, every game matters, bruh.
Yeah.
Like think about like the Washington could have had a winning record and still not got in the playoffs.
Hello.
Like that's where our division has come. So it's like I need a coach, man, that knows how to get you locked in. That's another thing that like I just felt like this coaching staff last year, and I'm okay. That's why I'm okay with a lot of them out of here, because like this coaching staff was just not like them games that was supposed to be like these inferior opponent. We played so down to the opponent that it was almost damn near impossible to win. Like it was crazy. Yeah. Like it was absolutely crazy. So one of the things I'm hoping with this new coach is that they understand that, man, like, and not even this new coach, this new offensive coordinator, man, like there is no willy-nilliness.
No,
there's no willy-nilliness.
No playing around with your food, man. And remember last year off season, it was Mike McCarthy doing like this to Jerry Jones. Remember the playoff, remember the playoff. We got to get more physical. Well, now somebody need to be nudging Mike McCarthy. Hey, remember the Green Bay Packers game. Oh, Dan Quinn. Remember the Jacksonville Jaguars game. What? Why you got me remember? 503 yards, man. Yes. they gave up 503 yards, and Dak, you can't throw the INT for the pick 6 on the overtime. But 503 yards really killed us.
Facts. And you know what? Like sometimes, like, in football, the situation allows there to be games that feel like they mean more than everything, right? Like think about this. Green Bay needed to win that game to keep their season alive. Jacksonville needed to win that game to keep their season alive. And you know what they did? They won the game.
They won that game. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, the Jacksonville knocked out the doggone Chargers, wasn't he?
I mean, like, and think about this, Law. This was in the middle. This is like week 9 or 10, and they're already like, that's what I mean. Like in the middle of the season, this like the records might not mean anything, but this is a game that means nothing to them, but it means everything to us. And I'm gonna be honest with you, in that Green Bay team, in that Green Bay game, they look like more the aggressor. The Jacksonville game, they looked like the aggressor. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that's this new offensive coordinator. That's the offense has to mimic that same aggressiveness. It has to mimic that, like, we are taking this serious. And it's not even just about like running points up, because I'm gonna tell you, one of the biggest knocks that people are saying right now, and I see it on Twitter, is, I don't see how the Cowboys fired a guy who led number 1 in offense and number 1 in this and number 1 in that. And I'm thinking like this. Have we really looked at, I want the chat to do this, because a lot of times we give y'all the stats and the facts and y'all don't believe us. Kellen Moore has been in 3 playoff games. 3 playoff games. What's the most points he scored in a playoff game? 3. He had the Seattle game. He had the Seattle game.
I ain't gonna give him credit for that. That was Scott Linehan.
Well,
yeah, that was Scott Linehan, 2018.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Let's count his. He has 2 this year, 1 last year, right? We won't count him 2018. We'll just count the 3 that we won. All right, so 49ers was his first game. How many points we scored in that game?
Shoot, man, I forgot. I kind of forgot it was.
Hey, comment box, help a player out, man. Come on,
help a brother out, man.
Goddamn, we've been at work all day. Now we got to come and give you the content. Y'all can't help a player out.
All right, 17-12. That's what they say.
All right, so listen to this trend. 49ers, right? 49ers last year, he scored 17 points, right? Okay. Then Tampa Bay. What we score?
30 something, didn't we? We put up 30.
30.
We should have saved some.
30 plus. It was 30 plus. All right, now 49ers again. How much we score?
12, right? We just
12
put
points.
12. Yeah.
Now think about this. look at this, right? When the Cowboys lose playoff games, it's not because I could get real funky with you and ask you, well, how many points did Dan Quinn give up? Because think about this, Dan Quinn is only give in this week. I mean, this year's playoff run, we gave up how many points to the 49ers? I mean, to the Buccaneers. Right. We gave up what 12 points to the Bucks.
Yeah, man, that was some garbage time points. Yeah, we gave up 12.
22. We gave up. What was the score in the 49er game?
This past game?
Yeah, 23. I think
19. Right? They scored 19 on us, right?
I think the score was 23 we lost by 6.
Oh, you talking about
the game we just lost?
19, right? They scored 19 on us, didn't they?
19. Y'all know the score. 19, right?
19.
All right, then last
it pains. It pains me.
Oh my God. Damn, the score was really 12-19. All right, so listen, I'm making my point. Trust me, I'm making my point. So then think about this. Last year, when we lost to the 49ers last year, how many points did they score?
23, I believe.
23 points. Now think about this.
6 points.
When Kellen Moore loses playoff games, it's not because he got outscored. It's because he cannot score. You know what I'm saying? You had the first loss versus Tampa Bay, 17 points. Bro, we couldn't score. You know what I'm saying? I mean, 49ers, we couldn't score. We had the last final drive of the game, could not score. Could not put a drive together to score.
Yeah.
49ers, same situation. Think about this. Dan Quinn gave you a playoff game where he only allowed 23 points. Then he gave you another playoff game where he allowed 12. Then he gave you another playoff game where he allowed 19. Bro, I'm going to tell you this right now. On my mama, if I'm Dan Quinn, I want Kellen Moore fired. Bro, my defense is only allowing 23, 12, and 19 points in the playoffs, y'all.
Playoffs? But, just to be, fair with this assessment, are we a playoff team next year?
As of right now, hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Okay, so now Kellen Moore is gone.
Yeah.
Just to be objective with my analysis, because I can hear people already like, they ready to type, you know what I'm saying? They type it right now. They said, no, it's that.
But Law, be real though. Law, be real though. Man. You a real ass football player, bro. Real ass football player, real ass blogger, right? Bro, if your defense is only allowing 23 points in a playoff game, bro, on the road, bro, at home, you're supposed to win those games, bro.
You're supposed to win it. Yeah, you're supposed to win it. Yeah.
23. And you're the number one scoring offense in football. That does not match, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Think about this way. The way you lose does not match your stats.
It doesn't match your stats.
Number one football team in scoring lose because they can't score.
So just to be fair, y'all, West Coast is telling the truth. So next year when we get to the playoff, I just don't want to see the 49ers no more. Next year we go to the playoffs.
We got them in the regular
season. So if we beat the teams 28, 30, what have you, or 25, 30, 31, 35, then I would say yes indeed, without a shadow of a doubt. Because now, here's the problem is, West Coast, we can't even grade this team by the regular season.
No.
The regular season don't mean anything now.
Yeah.
12-5 is the floor. The only time we can start getting mad about this team when we lose more than 5 games.
Facts.
And that's how the great Peyton Manning was, right? He was the regular season hero. It took him 9 years to win a Super Bowl, but you guys get what I'm saying, though.
Yeah, but
they had to stop saying greatness, man.
Even this, man, I don't listen. This is an excuse. This is 100% excuse, but it's true. My team doesn't believe in, like improving my team by adding players. While the entire league is adding players on their team to make their teams better. If my team doesn't do that, how can I then expect my team to be better? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I can't even settle, because being good enough this year is not going to be good enough next year, because if you better ask the Rams, you know what I'm saying? Like what you did last year means nothing. It means absolutely nothing. You literally got to start all the way over. You literally got to start. There ain't no pick it up. You literally got to start all over. So it's like, and I know the division is going to get harder next year. And I just saw some meme that said the Cowboys got the 8th hardest schedule in football. You know what I'm saying? So this year, and you're trying to go to the playoffs for the 3rd year, and you're going to have a new offensive coordinator, man. I believe that you're a playoff team just because if you don't, in the totality of the team, and there's no major movements. You know what I'm saying? No, we don't sign this guy, or we don't, I do believe you're a playoff team, but it's like the Cowboys are gonna have to add players, man, because you gauge the NFL off of your division. Your division is real. Your division alone could prevent you from going to the playoffs.
But what is the philosophy?
Build a team. Honestly, right now you got to build.
No. The word philosophy is principles, right? Those are things that you believe in.
Facts.
And the only problem is the philosophy of Stephen Jones is we build through the playoffs, and we y'all finish it, our guys.
Facts.
Those are his two philosophies. Free agency, he already came out and said you overspend for free agency. That's his belief. So it's going to be hard for the Cowboys to overcome Stephen Jones' philosophy and principles, because they're going to think organically that Noah Brown would be better than what he was last year. Michael Gallup organically, which they could be right on that one, will be better than what he is last year. And they already sprinkling seeds of doubts via the arm of the media team. 105.3, the Fan came out and said, and I'm not talking bad about those boys, but they said, hey, it's time to start thinking about moving on from Trayvon Diggs, which is kind of sort of in the right direction if you want to get better in a sense of more draft capital. But by sprinkling those things out, no other team in the National Football League talk bad about their stars like we do.
Nope.
And allowed to, you know what I'm saying? Because if you can go across the board against any other team and start talking bad about their star-studded player, it'll be a revolt. You know what I'm saying? But now a third of the Cowboy nation is like, yeah, Trayvon Diggs is horrible. He can't tackle.
And I'm going to tell y'all this too.
Get rid of him.
A lot of Cowboy fans, and I'm not trying to offend nobody, but a lot of Cowboy fans be thinking through their own pockets. Now, I was going to say, you know what, love? I got a lot of love for you, because I was actually going to say something totally different. And I looked and I said, I was just going to say, a lot of y'all broke, bruh, and be thinking through broke man mind. Like, only a broke person would get mad at somebody else for getting some money. like, bro, like when I see somebody else getting some money, I'll be like, thank you, Jesus, my time is coming. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I know
help is on the way.
You know what I'm saying? Help is on the way. Like, listen to me. I have never seen a fan base that gets so upset when their own players get paid. I've never seen it. Bruh, listen to me. Patrick Mahomes got $500 million.
$1 billion, man.
Then he gave this dude he has his own name on a dang car lot. The city of Kansas City gave him a gift. A gift. The city, bruh. The city gave him a business, bruh. I ain't never heard that in my life. They gave him $500 million. People gonna say, yeah, man, but he won a Super Bowl. Bruh, a Super Bowl don't get you no $500 million. What is you talking about? Not for no trophy that's only this big. No. That ain't enough.
For Kansas City, it does.
Obviously, it was.
Yes, indeed, man.
And I'm gonna tell you this right now. Think about this. It's like Patrick Mahomes. People are gonna say, "Yeah, but Patrick Mahomes is proved his worth." Congratulations for him. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not knocking him on that. But I'm saying like this: there's guys in Dallas who have created their worth also. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like you should also get that now. Cowboy fans, listen to me. Some of y'all don't like it when players get enumerated. Y'all don't like it when players get paid. Y'all start looking at every negative thing. Think about this. Imagine if your job brought you in for your end of the year review, and they only talked about all the negative stuff you did. Well, if I did that much negative stuff, why didn't you fire me 6 months ago?
6 months ago. Or here's the thing. And I don't mind the Joneses doing what they did with Dak Prescott, but let the man test the open market. That's all they had to do. But don't say what the person is. You pay the man and say, damn, man, we sure did overpaid for him. Look, don't give me money and say, hey, I overpaid for you. You know what I mean? Because nobody was banging on the table when I was getting Rico Gathers money. Rico Gathers was making more than Dak Prescott. So these are the problems that the Jones family continue to do. They did it with D-Law. They said, D-Law, you sure ain't Khalil Mack. Look at Khalil Mack. Khalil Mack ain't Khalil Mack now.
You know, said you show right on that, Jerry.
You show right on that. Like, damn, he gonna cut the man's legs off from under his feet. And ever since they paid him, I promise you, D-Law in his mind said, man, the team that paid me the money said I'm not Khalil Mack. And Khalil Mack right now, ain't even Khalil Mack. You know what I'm saying?
And then,
But they selling the man,
yeah.
you know?
And then Cowboy fans, we also think somehow that like as players get older, they get stronger and faster. That only worked for for Barry Bonds and and McGuire. I don't know, Jerry Maguire. I don't know what they had in that water, but it was something in that water. I think it had them swimming a little different. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, Cowboy fans, like, we have to be. And Trevon Diggs is a $16 million player. Like, that's the number that I would start at. You know what I'm saying? Like, not even saying that, like, I'm okay with paying him $16 million. You have Dalton Schultz making $10.5 million.
No, old boy getting 22.
Oh,
Was it Cleveland, Ohio? Was it Cleveland, Ohio dude? What's his name? Tip of my tongue.
Who, the agent?
No. The DB. He getting 20, 21, 22. Is it Ward? What's his name? Ohio State.
Yes.
Y'all hear me out. Come on, chat. Y'all help a brother out.
I know you're talking about, though.
Denzel Ward. Denzel. So Denzel getting what, 21, 22? If Trayvon gonna be like, I want Ward's money.
Yeah, I can see it too. I'm gonna tell you this right here, man. I'm gonna tell you this. Like, listen, like, Cowboys, you ain't really been. How do I say this? Cowboys, you suck at drafting cornerbacks. So
you better.
That's what the numbers say.
Somebody gonna fight you.
Let's just be real.
DaRon Bland is good though. We go ahead.
Yes, but DaRon Bland. Think about this. If you look at all the quarterbacks we didn't drafted, DaRon Bland and Trevon Diggs does not make up for the Mo Claibornes. Don't make up for the Byron Joneses. These are guys that you put first-round draft picks, second-round draft picks on, and did not even re-sign them. Did not resign them. That means you did not support whatever they did for them 5 years. The Kelvin Joseph. Think about this. This is the same the same team who drafted Kelvin Joseph over Asante Samuels, who had 3 interceptions and was clearly the better pick. Like, you really want this Dallas Cowboy team to go out there and try to find another Trevon Diggs? That doesn't make any sense, bro. That makes no sense. And
I think Byron Jones was good, but they tried to convert him to a safety, and it was terrible. Then they moved him back to DB, and we were like, "Hey, we was right the whole time." And they're right, Wiz.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like, I mean, I ain't gonna talk ill will on Byron. Cause salute to Byron Jones, but he was not what we put it like this. If they draft you to put you at a corner and you end up playing safety. That already is an admission that, you know what I'm saying, like. It didn't work out, you know what I'm saying? And they kind of put him back at safety to try to like see what they could get from him. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just, it is what it is. But I mean, the Cowboys, we do not have good luck,
collectively. I feel what you're saying.
So it's like, I'm not about to chance that, and it's like, what do you, then you also think about this. You have Anthony Brown, who's a free agent, who's also kind of dinged up. Then you have Jordan Lewis. Like, so what are your options? Like, you can live, like, like sometimes in life, you mean, I'm not saying we do business out of desperation, but sometimes in life you got to ask myself, what are my options? You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, this would be my option right here, then, Chief. I'll re-up Dono. I would not let Dono. They should have did it last year, bro.
Yeah.
You got him for dirt cheap for last year, but now this year, shout out to your Mama Wilson. I know you watched the channel. The Donovan Wilson mom, man. I'm gonna tell you, the Cowboys should give Dono now the contract what J-Ron Curse got, somewhere around that area. And if he's asking for more on that, you're gonna have to give him the conversation like, damn, we love you, man. And then just let him test the market. Don't fight him. Don't talk negative about him, Cowboy Nation. Don't say that, hey, he had 18 missed tackles, Cowboy Nation, and he ain't worthy of the money. He ain't worth. I'd hate that. You know what I mean? Dude had 5 sacks last season. Yes, he had over 18 missed tackles or what have you.
He was the best linebacker. Let's just be real. He was the best linebacker.
Yeah. So look, sign Dono, but don't trash the man, because that's the known trend. We tend to trash the player when we start talking about the money. And I'm talking about collectively, not you.
Yeah, and I mean, and just to speak on Donovan Wilson, like, if I'm the Dallas Cowboys, like, like, the thing that sucks about Donovan Wilson is he's a safety that played primarily linebacker. So
Big
if
nickel,
I'm
yeah,
the
slide on
Cowboys,
that.
I would probably, and I do got mad love for him, but I would probably, wait a
Yeah.
little bit to free agency just to see what the market says he's worth. You know what I'm saying? Because I also feel like I have Dan Quinn, and it's like I feel like Dan Quinn, since you got to think like this, a guy like Donovan Wilson has to be indebted to Dan Quinn, because if it wasn't for Dan Quinn, your ass would not be playing, because West Coast made 15,000 videos on you playing that nobody watched. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody watched them. You know what I'm saying? So Dan Quinn family came in the building. All of a sudden, Donovan Wilson's playing, and that scheme even fits him, right?
It does, yeah.
So it's like, Donovan Wilson has to be taken care of, because there's also a degree that if he's going to be playing in Dennis Quinn's defense, that he's probably, and I'm not wishing this on anybody, but he's probably going to get dinged up a couple times, because undersized, he's undersized at what he's doing, not at his position, at what he's doing. And he still did it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if I'm Donovan Wilson, I would probably want to play another year under Dan Quinn, so you still have that kind of in your bag. You know what I'm saying? Like if I'm Donovan Wilson,
sign the LVE one off.
Exactly, because I'm gonna keep it 1,000 with y'all. If I'm Donovan Wilson at this point in my career, bro, I'm going wherever Dan Quinn's going. Like,
you know what I'm about to say.
I have to, bro. Like,
you know what I'm about to say,
bro. If it wasn't for Dan Quinn, I'm not playing.
in closing, because I gotta get ready for the
final
word. But you know what I'm about to say, bro. And I'm asking you, look you right in your eyes.
What's up with you, man?
Leighton Vander Esch, what do you do? Ooh-wee.
I'm gonna give it to you very quickly. In the position that I'm in right now, I have put myself in a position where if he's willing to bend over one more time, man, let's do it. Let's do it. Because hey, some of these dudes don't be knowing when they getting bent over. So yeah, like we need sitting up here like, bro, he don't see he's getting raped.
he got it for $2 million, man. $2 million. That's the dog food money.
And think about this. Not even that it was dog food money. Think about this. His 5th-year option was for $10 million. The Dallas Cowboys declined his 5th-year option, came back the same year and gave him 2. So he literally took $8 million out of his own pocket. Man. That's why I said, like, bro, some of these agents, like, they don't even make no sense.
But you'll flip the table over if you hear. Breaking news out of Frisco, Texas. The Cowboys now gave LVE $45 million guaranteed.
No, not even. No.
Oh my gosh, man.
I would
you flip some tables over, man.
I would be, man. I would be because the injury doesn't preclude. LVE is just a weird situation, man. Like a part of me feels like that dude shouldn't even really be playing football, but I don't like saying that. You know what I'm saying? Because how many times are you gonna have nerve damage, bro? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how many times are you gonna have nerve damage? And I don't believe there's never gonna be a time. 2 people that I do not believe there ever will be a time where they play a full season. Tyron Smith, LVE. So it's just about how good you play when you come back. LVE didn't play really, really good until after that Giants game. So I had like 7 games of me just being like, oh my God, what is he doing?
Because Jalen sure didn't look good. We were like, hey, wait a minute, hold on. Wait a minute, Jalen balling for the Giants,
Yeah, but hey, man, I appreciate everybody that's been on here today, man. We had over 800 people on here watching, man. And I just appreciate all the eyeballs. That's really 1,600 because y'all got 2, except for those real-ass Cowboy fans that lost their eye in a fight in a bar over their quarterback. Use the real MVP. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Shout out to all the one-eyed Cowboy fans out there. We love you. Winking at you, baby. You hear me? Oh, yeah, man. Hey, every Tuesday, listen to me. This is what I want y'all to start doing. Every Tuesday, put it on your calendar at 4 p.m. Pacific. We're going to be right here, right?
Yes.
Next week, anything that you see that happens between Tuesday to Tuesday, I want you to write it down. We're going to drop it in the comment box, and we're going to tackle it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We're going to make sure that we hit everything and anything in between, man, and make sure it's not left out, man. Hey, I'm your boy West Coast. Hey, I will be like, hey, I ain't gonna lie, I'm done for the day. I'm gonna do I got some videos that I'm gonna drop. Law Nation, he a thug. He about to go live again.
Yeah, man. You know
Let
what
them
I'm
know when you
saying?
going. Let them know when you going live.
This is going to be a good time, man. I already looked at the schedule and I said, man, you know, this will be back to back, but it works perfectly, man, with my schedule and everything. So let's rock it out, man. Let's grow this, man. Let's get the attendance up, man. I know we are still hurt a little bit about the Cowboys not being in the Super Bowl, etc., but there are plenty of things we can talk about. Free agency. We can talk about the aspect of what this team is going to look like now with the new offensive coordinator and beyond. And we value you guys' thoughts and information, although we might chat back at you, but you know, it's all friends. It's fun and games. We all friends, but I appreciate y'all so much, man. Hey, be sure, do us a huge favor. Subscribe to West Coast, man. And if your first time ever seeing this brother, man, from another mother, man, this dude put in a lot of work, man.
Appreciate
a lot of
you,
work, man. So y'all be sure to hit him up, man. Peace. We up out of here. Salute. Oh, I forgot to say, never look down because what?
Oh, yeah. Hey, never look down because the stars up. Hey, and real quick, shout out to Action Power because he did call Peyton Manning going to the Denver Broncos. So salute to him for calling
him, man. What the lottery numbers are, man.